This time around in Author's Corner, Misty Long is with us. She's written a book called My Fight for Survival, and her story is about what we are the challenge of life, what we're all trying to do, but also what happens, it's deeper than that, when life throws you absolutely very tough curveballs. And what do you do when you're in that situation? So, Misty, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What made you write the book?
I wanted to help people, and I wasn't sure how I could do that. I'm a single mom at the time when I thought about it. I'm married now, but I have a hard time being able to get into school. So instead of being a therapist, I figure if I wrote a book, it would reach people further.
Yeah, so tell us your plight, your journey, and what you survived.
Well, it started from childhood. I had a lot of struggles with being separated from my father at a very young age and my mother. I had my mother leave and then come back in 2 years. She grabbed me from my dad. I did not see him again for 14 years. I had problems with my stepdad, who became less and less of a dad to me and saw me more as a grown woman as I got older, and he would do things he should not. As I got older, I had more problems with grown men dealing with me and trying to deal with that. I graduated high school at 18, and then I moved to Virginia from Wisconsin. I got pregnant very early, right after I got out of school, so I got stuck in Virginia. But I had two, and I married the father. It didn't work out. He was abusive, mentally and physically, and we both were to each other. I got into drugs when I separated separated from him because I had nowhere to go. I didn't want to leave my children, and I didn't want to take them from their dad, as was done to me. So I tried to stick it out, and I tried to survive and make it. But with no family and no friends, I wasn't sure what I should do. And I got stuck in a bad world around bad people who got me into heavy drugs, and it caused a couple of rapes because I was not careful, and I had gotten thrown in jail for a DUI. I lived in my car for 3 years, and I had a severe alcohol problem, and I got strung out on meth, and I was addicted to pills, and I did a couple of suicide attempts, and I was thrown into the hospital for that. And then I was thrown into counseling my whole life. And I never liked the counselors because I don't believe that they understand from a deep level what really is going on with people. And I would rather somebody who knows. So I would like to try to reach people who understand and are going through things that I have already gone through, and to let them know, you can make it through this. After my DUI, there was a godsend. There was a friend on my Facebook who I did not add, so I don't know how he was there. He helped me out. He brought me to church. He helped me get a place to live and a job. I got one child back. I got custody of one, and now I have two more little boys. I still struggle daily with depression, but I fight it, and I let myself know, I'm not where I was. But it was definitely a tough fight to get through, and I wasn't sure I would survive it, and my family definitely didn't think I was going to live.
Wow, so much that you have been through. I mean, not just one thing, but several really life-altering things that really could have taken most people down, including, you mentioned that, the suicide attempts, then ultimately, meth use, the wrong people, the DUI. And as you said, it's one day at a time. And do you think that's what people listening should overall take away from what they read about your life and how to survive life, that it is one day at a time?
It is one day at a time. It is not easy. Finding people that have gone through it is really important, because at the time when you're going through it, those people, they definitely think that they're alone. And I want people to know you're not alone at all. There is people out there that have and are going through the same thing, and that you can make it through.
Yeah, and for you, and as you said, the counseling, and felt like they didn't understand at a deep level. What was the real breakthrough, though, When was it that, okay, yes, it's one day at a time. When did you know, okay, I'm going to survive. I have kids. I'm going to make this work. How did that happen? When did you know you no matter what kind of a day you had, you were going to get through it?
When I was in jail. When I got thrown in jail, I had nothing but time to sit there and think about what I was doing to myself, what I was doing to my family, what I could have done to somebody else's family, and I didn't know.
Wow. And writing this book, what was it like writing the book and going back and reliving some of the things that happened to you?
It took me a little while to write it because some of the things that are in that book I have never spoken, I've never written about. It took me a little while. It was really kind of hard. My husband didn't know about certain things, and he's not really wanting to read the book. And I understand that. But it took a long time, and it's still kind of hard to know that I've put it all out there. But if it can help somebody else, I would love to be able to do that.
Yeah, and that's what's so heartfelt about you. I knew that when I talked to you off the air that's what it's about. It's about connecting to other people because you know that there are people that are on this journey and they're being shuffled around. They're barely making it. People don't understand what's happened to them. And we're certainly sorry for the things that happened to you. But wow, that you're sharing this. And as you said, you couldn't become a therapist, didn't become a therapist, but in a way, here you are. This is a different way to reach out to so many people. And again, people are listening and to us right now in this conversation. And we're speaking with Misty Long, and the book is My Fight for Survival. Ultimately, what do you really, really hope people take away from this? Again, what is it that the nuggets that you offer that they can take away?
If I can offer anybody any kind of advice, it's instead of looking in your past about the things that have happened that are bad, try to look to your future about the exciting things that are to come. The bad things happen, and we have to learn how to get past them, but God only puts so much on us that we can handle.
There you go. I like that. There's only so much, and we get so much that we can handle. How do you feel now? As you said, you still deal with depression, but you mentioned, children, a different kind of life than from the very beginning of this journey. What's it like for you now?
Yeah, it's still, a day by day. I do still struggle. I have anxiety and depression problems, but that's, a day at a time still for me. And I just remind myself every day that I have a better life, that I'm not where I was, and God has helped me get to where I am. And I really fought to where I wanted to go in life, and I got there. I do have 2 more children that are twins. They're difficult, but I adore all my kids. I've got 4. I did get remarried, and I bought a house. I have an amazing husband now who helps support me in this. He wants me to take this as far as I can take it because I want to bring this out as far as I can to help as many people as I can. And I'm very happy in my life. Wow,
that's great. It's the perfect place to end this, the amazing husband and the journey that you're taking. And do you think on this journey, as you describe some hard things to say out loud, to write in a book, has that helped you as well by releasing all of that?
It has. It actually has. It was really relieving to let that out, even on paper, to just write it out. I didn't think that this was going to go anywhere, and I figured if it didn't, at least I was able to write it down. And I did feel better. Not 100%, but it did help.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad that you were vulnerable and willing to do this, and of course, to put your book out there. And I think this is imperative for so many people, because I know that there are people that are struggling with a lot of what you dealt with. The book is called My Fight for Survival. Misty Long, you can get it on Amazon. Misty, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Wow. So, again, when people are willing to get in the arena to help other people and really talk about what happened to them from the time they were a child, and you heard what Misty had to deal with, abandonment issues, abuse issues, and all those struggles along the way. I mean, that would be enough to take any one of us down. And that's why I think her book is so significant, because it's real, it's raw, and it's honest. It's honesty that people who need to hear. And I love what she said about it's not about the past, it's about the future, because it is about the future. So whatever you're struggling with, that is and she said that as one of the key things to hang on to for sure. All right. Thanks so much to all of you for listening to the interview and also for listening to this hour of the show. Make it count, everyone.